one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from Fox 5 Atlanta. And this was referred to me by a viewer. This is a follow-up. A jury convicted Buchanan Mayor A.J. Scott in the retrial of a 2015 crash that happened while he worked for the Georgia State Patrol. Now, what we know, the jury found Scott guilty on 5 of 6 charges.
All right, I'm going to hand the verdict back to the bailiff to deliver to the foreperson.
He was convicted on 1 count of homicide by vehicle in the second degree, 2 counts of serious injury by vehicle and speeding. He was found not guilty on a separate count of homicide by vehicle in the second degree. Jurors deliberated for about 7 hours. And during that time, they asked the judge to replay video from the trial, including dash camera footage from Scott's patrol car and body camera footage from first responders. So what are they saying? Well, the mothers of the 2 teens killed in the crash said they can finally move on with their lives after a decade. When asked if they had any words for Scott, one mother told Fox 5, "He took my daughter's last breath, and I'll be damned if I let him take mine." The big picture here, Kyle Lindsay, 17, and Isabella Chinchilla, 16, were killed when Scott's car crashed into theirs on Highway 27. 2 other teen boys in the car were badly hurt and testified during the trial about the crash. Chinchilla's mother said the wait for a verdict has been agonizing, but not without hope. It gives me hope. It does. However, I'm not going to say my hope is dwindling. The facts are the facts, and if it would have been any other citizen, we would not be here today. I'm thankful that they were staying and trying to come to an agreement. I'm disappointed. We're praying that happens today, she told Fox 5 Atlanta. Now, the timeline, investigators said Scott was driving 90 miles per hour in a 55 seconds before the impact. He was admitted he was not responding to a call and did not have his lights or siren activated. 5 seconds prior to impact, the defendant was doing 90 miles an hour. 2 seconds prior to impact, he is doing 83, said prosecutors to the jury. Scott testified that he tried to swerve, but at the last second could not avoid the other vehicle. His attorneys argued that the teen driver, Dylan Wall, who survived, might have been impaired and should have yielded at the intersection. So what's next? The judge has not set a sentencing date for Scott. He faces more than 30 years in prison. Let's hope he gets every day of it. Fox 5 reached out to Buchanan city leaders to ask about what, if anything, happens with his role as mayor. Nobody's yet responded. So this is that trooper that became a mayor. And if you go in the description box, there should be, if YouTube allows my links, I always have to say that now. But there should be a link not only to this news story, but to my initial editorial that I did. And like I said, a viewer emailed me, gave me this update, and also referred me to my original editorial that I did on this idiot. And so you can find those in the description box. You go in there and you can go back and watch the original editorial. But this is that trooper that killed those 2 teen girls because he was driving like a maniac and then became mayor. I was like, wow, they voted him in, you know? And by the way, when I did my editorial, it was a couple of years ago, I think it was the aunt, if I recall, one of the relatives of one of the teen girls that was fatally injured in that crash. I think it was the aunt. She contacted me and thanked me for doing the editorial. She said, yes, bring this to light. Let's get this guy convicted. And now he has been convicted on 5 of 6 charges. So let's hope that he gets every day of 30 years. Every day. You say, we don't care if the taxpayers have to pay it. We'll pay for him to stay in prison for the rest of his natural life. But what I want to know is why Buchanan, or is it Buchanan? I think it's Buchanan. I don't know. But why they voted him in as mayor? What's going on?